Praised be Jesus and Mary. Saint Ignatius of Antioch was a disciple of St. John the Evangelist, believing that the church on earth should resemble that of the heavenly Jerusalem, which St. John wrote in his Apocalypse. He established singing in choirs in his church at Antioch after a vision of the celestial choirs who sang in that manner. And when the Emperor Domitian persecuted the church, St. Ignatius obtained peace for his own flock by prayer and by fasting. Although, for his own part, he desired to suffer with Christ and to prove himself to be a perfect disciple. And in 107, he got that opportunity. This was the 8th year of the reign of the Emperor Trajan. He came to Antioch and forced the Christians to choose between apostasy or death. And St. Ignatius, who had already governed that church for 40 years, continued to strengthen it against apostasy. He was arrested and brought before the emperor, who asked him, "Who are you, poor devil, to set our commands at naught?" St. Ignatius answered, "Call not, poor devil, one who bears God within him." And when the emperor asked him what he meant by that, Ignatius explained that he bore in his heart Christ, crucified for his sake. "Change your ideas, and I will make you a priest of the great Jupiter, and you'll be called Father by the Senate." And St. Ignatius said, "What could such honors matter to me, a priest of Christ, who offer him every day as a sacrifice of praise, and am ready to offer myself to him also." To whom? To Jesus, who was crucified by Pontius Pilate. And St. Ignatius answered, "Yes, and with whom sin was crucified, and the devil, its author, vanquished." And these questions and replies continued for a time that day and also on the following day. And finally, St. Ignatius said, "I will not sacrifice. I fear neither torments nor death, because I desire to go quickly to God. God, who has died, sent his Son to die for love of us." And therefore the emperor condemned him to be torn to pieces by wild beasts in Rome. St. Ignatius blessed God, who so honored him, binding him in chains like St. Paul, his apostle. He's well known for the 7 letters that he wrote on the long journey from Antioch to Rome. These letters urge the Christians to remain faithful to God and to obey their superiors. And he warns them against heretical doctrines, providing them with the solid truths of the Christian faith. When his people wept, he told them that to place their hope in the sovereign pastor who never abandons them. And on passing through the city of Smyrna, he exhorted the faithful who were grieving at his fate to remain true to Christ until death. And he gave some of them who were going to Rome a letter for the Christians there. And he wrote, "I fear you have an affection too human for me. You might prevent me from dying." He was afraid they were going to go to the authorities to plead his cause and to try to save him from a death sentence. And he said, "By doing so, you would oppose my happiness." He says, "Allow me to be immolated while the altar is ready. Give thanks to God. If when I arrive among you, I change my mind out of weakness and want you to go to the authorities," he says, "don't listen to me." He said, "Listen to what I write now. I believe only this." And his letters have encouraged all generations of Christians in their struggles. He journeyed to Rome with no other fear than losing the martyr's crown. And 3 of his disciples accompanied him. They were eyewitnesses of his martyrdom, and they wrote that his face was shining with joy. He reassured them as the lions were released, saying, "I am the wheat of Christ, and I will be ground by the teeth of the beast and made into flour to become Christ's pure bread." The lions left nothing of his body except a few bones, which were reverently treasured at Antioch until the removal in the year 637 to the Church of St. Clement in Rome. And after the martyr's death, several Christians saw him in a vision, praying to Christ and interceding for them. The saints' great concern was for the unity and the order of the church. But even greater was his willingness to suffer martyrdom rather than to deny his Lord and Master. So let us pray to him for that great love, that fear of God, of ever offending one who has sacrificed so much for us because of his great love.